Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Playing with Trains. Thanks everyone for telling me that everything's working fine. I think it's just OBS and YouTube not communicating properly again. But you guys are saying it's fine, so that's all good for me. This evening we are on the Peak Forest route. We are feeling peaky tonight, apparently. Seemed fine to you. Good, good. Hello there, Geek. Been a while since I popped into one of your streams. How have you been? We're very good. Thank you very much for asking. Techno, welcome to the stream. It has been a while since we've seen you pop up, but it's always good to see you. So yes, we're feeling peaky this evening. We are, of course, on Peak Forest. We're running some steam this evening. So I think, first of all, really, we need to jump into the Jubilee. As that is one of the headline acts for this route. I'll jump in and we'll find a service to do. They're about an hour and 8 minutes, 55 minutes. We'll do London St Pancras to Manchester Central, of course. This one doesn't actually come from St Pancras. It's not in the route. I think we start somewhere like whatever I can't even remember the names of the places on the route anymore. It's been that long. Yep, don't know. There should be a video going live shortly after the stream as well. Although I recorded it before, it does talk about the stream. Unfortunately, technical issues on my end have meant that the video I recorded of me playing Goblin Line probably won't go live until later on tonight on the channel. Thank you very much, Geek. I'm feeling a lot more tired than Peaky today. Been on the school runs with my mate, so lots of travelling. Ooh. So here we are at Peak Forest. We're at Cromford, so we're starting from Cromford in this loco. Obviously the route is set in the 50s or 60s. I think it's the 1950s. Jason will remind me, of course. I know he's busy tonight. He's multitasking because there's also a TSW stream happening over at Dovetail's channel. They're showcasing the mild May line, which we will be looking at next week when it comes out. So next Wednesday we will be looking at it is next Wednesday, isn't it? The 5th? Is that next Wednesday? It is. It is. So we will be on the mild May line ourselves next week, a day after release for our stream. But we will likely do a video on the day it releases, possibly. Depends how busy I am. But yes, that's next week. So we will get back to this week. We're driving 45684, which is, they all have a name. This is Jutland. So let's unlock our doors. And we will use the controller to get ourselves set up. We should be ready to go pretty much. We want that open. We'll get that open as well in a minute, actually. What have we got? The cylinder cocks are open. That's all open. We will get ourselves into forward gear, like so. I think we're pretty much good to go. This is our somewhat balding at the back fireman. I don't know what we're going to call him. Should we call him Jeff? We'll call him Jeff. Jeff sounds like a fireman name, doesn't it? That's Jeff the fireman. He's ready for retirement, but he's doing one last service with us on this run. I've never... Hang on, let me just catch up with the chat. Thank you very much. We've done that. Hope everyone is well. How has your day been? My day been good. I've been recording lots of videos and what have you. I did go for a nap this afternoon because the tiredness started to hit me, but no, I'm doing okay. I've never been able to play TSW without getting bored in the span of 5 minutes. Always deleted the game after. Well, maybe you're just not playing the right routes. Techno, maybe. Of course, you do need to have somewhat of an interest in the trains and that as well. Hope you're not steaming. Steaming? No, I'm on the monsters though. Lock the doors. I said lock the doors. Of course. We have our bingo. For those of you not familiar with the bingo, we do have that as well. Let's just bring that up quickly. So Spad, shut the doors mentioned. TheGeekDaddy blames Jason. I forget what I was saying. Blames the chat. Overshoot. Breaks the train. The washing machine has finished running. That's likely to happen. I don't know. I don't know if it's even on. Politics Corner. Mentions being on the route, heckled by Tash Amelia or the cat, and tech issues, which we haven't necessarily had so much as, I don't know. It's not really a tech issue. It's just something that constantly happens. Let's go back to that screen. We are off to Matlock. Nightbot is starting off again. Let's get ourselves underway a bit more. There we go. Just waiting for the brakes to come off a little bit. Oh, that will be slippage. We needed the brakes to come off. We should have opened that to release the brakes fully, like so. Of course, we can do this all on the keyboard. Probably never deleted OMSI though, always play that, in fact 5 minutes late while watching the stream. There we are. Take that one off. Matlock's the next stop. 0.7 miles. We'll go through this tunnel. Let's turn all of this down as well. Let me know if the volume is okay. We will adjust if need be. A little bit dark through the tunnel. We might put this, we can find the lamp, put that on. There we go. We can see it better. We'll open the window here as well. Oh, that's what that does. So the second horn key on the keyboard actually opened the blowers. But it's not letting me do it properly. There's automatic firing. Volume is perfect. Good, good. We can actually go a bit quicker. What we can do as well, using the arrow keys, is we can just slide the camera across and just check our pressure up here. So we've got our steam pressure. If we need to adjust our regulator and our reverser, we can do that to maintain our steam pressure. So we'll just start to bring this down a little bit. All about managing the engine. We'll go to about 45% reverser. Huh. Right, so we'll check the pressure again. It's holding at about 150. Probably need to let that come back up. We're going to overshoot. We've left the cylinder cocks open as well. That's bad practice. Are we going to stop? I don't know why that's come back on. There we go. That's not a bad stop. We'll take the rainbow thing off. Oh, I've accidentally shut the doors. Open them back up again, and that's a bingo. Da, da, da. There we are. It's your first bingo for free. Well, not for free. I said it, so it goes. The safety valve just opening up there to release some pressure from the engine. We need to get those cylinder cocks actually open again whilst we sit here. Yep. Bingo, yeah. There's a bit of a delay between you guys seeing it and it happening to me, so apologies for that. I did turn the latency down, but it seems to have shot back up again. So there's a big delay. Jump back to that view. Nice river down there. A Morris, a couple of Morris Marinas or Morris miners driving back and forth. Let's get those cylinder cocks closed. We also need to shut the ejector, like that. There we go. So we can actually go up to 80 miles an hour. We're going up a gradient though, so it's unlikely we will hit 80. Lots of tunnels to go through as well. There's not a lot to see at the minute. Start to apply some braking. If we come into Matlock. Through another tunnel. I don't play Steam enough, and I really like Steam. I'm a big Steam fan, but I don't play it enough. There's not enough routes for Steam. Unfortunately, it seems that Dovetail somewhat abandoned Steam, with the exception of the upcoming Thomas the Tank Engine. They kind of put Steam on a halt, on a back burner, a bit. So yeah, which is a shame because I would have loved to have seen more Steam. Unlock those doors. Not sure what the passengers are doing now. They're clearly getting confused. Gentleman down the end there, just getting a bit lost. We need the cylinder cocks open, don't we? Probably don't need that open just yet. We'll open that as we're ready to depart. We'll open that now. Leaving Matlock now, and we're off to Darley-Dale, Rowsley, Bakewell, that was the place I was trying to think of, Bakewell, home of the Bakewell Tart, Millersdale, Peak Forest, Chapel on Firth, or Frith, sorry, Chinley is the last stop on that route. Do an 8 camera as we come out of Matlock. We need to close those. And we need to close that one up as well, otherwise we're going to lose steam. Rewatching the Mild Mate after? Yes, I am. Yes, I'll be watching the Mild Mate video stream after this video. After this stream, I'll be catching up with it. I'm very excited for it. Very, very excited indeed. You think you have tech issues? DTG stream is plagued by them. Oh, it must be a YouTube thing then. Because trying to upload a video now to YouTube and it's just not having it. So I think it must be a YouTube issue on their end. It just was not letting me upload the video. I might have to just redo the whole thing. Well, not redo the video, but redo the upload later on. It means that some of the things that I put in the video are no longer relevant, but I'm blowed if I'm going to go back and re-edit it. Takes long enough as it is. Right. We are fully open on the thing. We're losing pressure here. Let's bring that down a bit. There we go, the pressure's going back up now. We can just see it hovering somewhere between the 100 and the 150. I don't know what. So it's hovering there, which is fine for us. It just means I'm watching both yours and that one. Normally don't care, but it's the one I'm interested in. Yeah, like you say, I'm interested in a Mild May line. I just, as you know, Jason, I had considered sort of postponing or putting off the stream this week because of that one happening. But then I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do that. We'll go as normal. I think we might possibly have an overshoot. Yep. So Carly Dale is our new overshoot. Whoops. There we go, that's a bingo. Overshoot is column 2, middle. There we go. That's the second bingo. The train has stopped, which we need to get going again. So we need to open that. That overshoot was not planned. I will add, that was not planned at all. So we'll move on to Rowsley. Our first overshoot. Unfortunately, these things do happen. check our steam pressure actually. I'm doing okay. We can bring that up. Actually, if we bring that to around 60, it should be alright for us. We won't lose too much steam pressure. Okay. So we've got a fowler just sat in sidings there. I think that was a fowler. Looked like a fowler. Picking up the speed now. I really love that clackety clack. I've missed. You don't hear it these days so much, but that is a memory from childhood. It's the clackety clack of trains on the track. Which is a bit of a rhyme, isn't it? There we are. Right, we need to stop. Quite drastically we need to stop. Yeah, not the best stop, I will say. Oh dear. And we were doing so well earlier on. When we recorded the video, we were doing really well. And as I actually say in the video, it goes well when we're recording or when we're playing the game off camera. But as soon as I go live on a stream, it all goes wrong. And that much has been proven true. Here we are. It says unlock the doors. I thought I'd done that. Oh, I know. There it is. Okay, right, we should be able to pull away any second now. Overshoots are the fun parts. Yes, yes. I'm sure they are. Is that where the echo's coming from? Yeah. I thought I could hear an echo at my end. It's the laptop monitor. we go. Let's bring that down. And open that up. We're only doing 28. We need to go a bit quicker. So Bakewell's the next stop. We are actually due there now, so we're going to start running late if we carry on. Unfortunately, because we're going up the gradient, it is quite tricky for us to maintain that speed. Why has my thing jammed? There we go. We are losing steam pressure. We'll bring this down to around about 20%, I think. It should allow us to get that open. Build our pressure back up. Like so. We'll give the signalman a toot as we pass by. Just like that. We're still only doing 33. We're not picking up speed at all. I don't know why. We've got our regulator fully open. We'll give it a bit more forward momentum on the reverser, I think. One of the things with the steam trains is you do have to fiddle, constantly adjust. Not so much like a diesel or an EMU. You do have to constantly adjust knobs and valves and levers to keep the engine happy. It's more of a living creature, a steam engine. That's what I like. You've forgotten, yeah. Yeah, it's about balancing all of the different things with steam. Balancing the pressure, the regulator, the forward reverser. We were doing okay. We'll bring that up a little bit more. We'll go to around 55, I think. So we're actually starting to speed now, so we'll close the regulator off a little bit. We do need to slow down, actually. Why is that? There we go. that is a pretty good stop, I will say. What have we got here? What's she reading? She's just read that page, and now she's reading exactly the same page all again. Take a peek in Peak Forest. Steam locomotive is the new trend of the century. There we are. So yeah, she's reading the same page over and over. There's probably only about 4 pages in that paper. There we are. Never mind. What have we got in here? We've got a fire extinguisher. It's a very modern looking fire extinguisher, I will say. Not sure that's appropriate to 1950s, but never mind. What is this barrel? I feel like that might be a route task or something. I don't know. We're here at Bakewell, home of the tarts. That old fella looks... I don't know. Actually, I can kind of imagine myself looking like that in about 20 years. Good evening, Water. Thank you for joining the stream. Nice to have you back. We missed you. I don't think you were here for a couple of weeks. Unless I didn't notice. In which case I apologise. Always good to see you. Let's lock our doors there. Release our brakes. We should, if we jump back in here, we do need to let that one open. We should be good to go. There's a little bit of regulator, and we'll push that forwards a bit as well. There we go. You can close those now. So for those of you who are just popping in, we are on the Peak Forest line tonight. I did consider changing it to Goblin line in preparation for next week's release, which is of course the Mildmay line. You're off work for 2 weeks at the moment, using your days up. Lovely. So yes, we did consider doing the Goblin line in preparation for Mildmay. However, I thought, do you know what? I've scheduled it all now. It would be too much to go and move all the schedule around and fiddle with that. I've already adjusted it once for the fact that the Mildmay line is coming out. So, yes, we're on Peak Forest, and next week we will be on the Mildmay line itself as it releases on Tuesday next week. Unless they changed it. I believe it is definitely Tuesday the 4th. So we'll get that. We'll close that. So we'll get that, and we'll play that on the Wednesday evening. We may very well end up streaming it on a Tuesday. I don't know yet. I don't know how busy I'm going to be. So we need to bring that one down a little bit. Because our steam pressure is dropping again. We need to manage that. Release at the 4th. Thank you, Jason. So release it on the 4th. We will stream it on the 5th, but we may also stream it on the... my chat box has disappeared. I've just noticed. That's strange. Yeah. My stream chat box has disappeared. Apologies. Find out where that has gone. I think it's that one. I'll worry about it afterwards. I'm not worried about it now. We've got near enough 5 miles to go, and we need to get up this gradient. I'll turn that off for now. I can't see it anyway, so we'll turn it off. Let's focus on driving the train and not fiddling with things we don't need to fiddle with. So we're okay. We're managing all right at the moment. We're building up the speed. The pressure is okay. We can also look out this window as well if we wanted to, in the way of the firemen. And we can do a view out the top here like this. Oh. And then back again. Of course, we're driving semi-fast, so we're not stopping at this station coming up here. We're passing through it. Like so. I just love listening to that clackety clack. It's a very nice, relaxing sound. I say relaxing. I used to like it when I used to travel on the trains as a kid. That clackety clack was quite calming. We'll check our pressure. It's falling. We'll just bring that regulator to 60. We'll bring this down a little bit to around 40%. And that should allow us to either maintain our speed or pick it up. We're going to go down the hill now as well. So we climbed the peak. So we'll come off the regulator. Apply a little bit of braking. And now we're climbing again. So we open our regulator back up. nifty bit of camera work just to make sure we didn't clip into the mountainside. Or the hillside. Get that open up again. We'll open it at around about the 65 to 75% on the regulator. Should be enough to maintain that 50 as we climb this gradient up towards Miller's Dale. Can't get the hang of steam trains, so I don't bother with. They probably are easy. Yeah, I mean, once you know what you're doing, it is a careful balance. Like I say, it's balancing. So if we go here, it's balancing this, the reverser, the regulator, the reverser. It's balancing the regulator, and then of course watching your steam pressure. Which, if you're running with minimal HUD, the steam pressure is up here, and you can get to it by going through the camera controls if you're on a keyboard and what have you. So our steam pressure, as you can see, is all right. In fact, we could do with opening up that a little bit. We're not going to. We are approaching Miller's Dale, so it's just about managing all of the different things. Turn out the lights. What, that one? Yeah. What do you mean, turn out the lights? I don't actually know if we set up the lamps here. What's that one? Ordinary passenger is the head code there. I actually have a chart for the head codes. Steam locomotive head codes have a chart, and it's printed out and pinned to my wall. Just above my head. It's above my eye line slightly, so I can just look up and see it. So the head code currently on the loco is ordinary passenger. You can also have a slightly different passenger. Express passenger is 2 at the bottom. Without 1 at the top. I've stopped and giving our loco some slippage. I need to move forward a bit. There we go. The wheels are probably slipping because we haven't opened up the brakes. There we go. That's too much for my brain to handle. The thing is as well is that I have it on automatic firing, so we don't have to worry about what the fireman does. And I think it's set that way anyway, because they had issues with the steam firing modes, which is in a sense why they abandoned it. Am I right in saying that, Jason? That's kind of why they abandoned it. They couldn't quite get the firing off of steam. Which is, they sort of abandoned steam for the time being. I think Thomas, when he comes along, it'll be slightly easier. It's sort of more aimed at people who perhaps wouldn't play a train game, but will play it because of Thomas. So they're making Thomas more accessible, is what I'm looking for. Unlock the doors. So I think this probably be simplified controls on Thomas and his friends. Whether we'll get any more of Thomas's friends. I'd like to see things like Gordon, Henry, and James. Correct, the steam physics are off, exactly. Yeah. So they're not exactly as they were hoping it to be, but it's still a fairly good simulation of steam. And I'm always happy to see a steam engine, so we need to get the cylinder cocks open actually. That's what we need to do. Get those shut. Oh, he wants me to unlock them. That was too early. Have I opened the wrong ones now? No. Okay. Now it wants me to lock them. So we'll put this into 75. Maximum forwards. Open that one up. We wait for that to release. We'll release the brakes. As you can see, the pressure then jumps up. We want it to be around 21 bars, inches, 21 inches. I would say bars, I would assume. There we are. We're good to go. So make sure they're properly off. We open our regulator somewhere around there. Between 15 to 20% is probably good enough to pull away, and then you just increase it as you go. And as you start to pick up speed, you can pull the reverser back. So 3.5 miles to Peak Forest itself. And just open the regulator up a little bit more. We need to close that. And we can close the ejector as well now. This is our sander, which we can give ourselves a little bit of extra grip. Especially if we're a heavy train, we'll probably need that. And if I jump out down here, the sanders drop sand under the wheels. These are the sand pipes. So if you've ever wondered where they actually are, they're here. There's one there under the main driving wheels, which is here. And then there's a front sander there, and there's a rear one, assumingly for when you're doing reverse movements. So they're under the main driving wheels on there. Although there should be one now, I would have thought, but obviously not on these two. So this is a 460 configuration steam engine. I would show you what I mean, but I'm obviously unable to do so because we're in a tunnel. So, for those of you unfamiliar with British steam locomotive, oh for goodness sake, classifications, the way that you work out what class it is or what type of steam loco it is. So for example here, we've got four leading wheels, so 1, 2 and 2 on the other side, 4, and then driving wheels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other side there. So this is 4, 6, no trailing wheels. So it's a 4, 6, 0, and that's the classification. It's a class, it's a Jubilee, of course. We know it as a Jubilee. So yes, if you're ever trying to work out what type of loco it is, always look at the wheels. That's one way to look at it. The 460. One of the more common locos actually, wheel classification, one of the more common ones, 460. There's a 040 as well. There's usually tank engines and things used for shunting work. And then you've got an 060 as well. There's been a few of those. I think the Fowler is a 040. We'll have a look. If we've got time, we'll have a look at the Fowler itself. The 4F. Just a little toot to the signalman. I haven't checked our steam pressure actually. We could do with bringing the reverser down. And that will allow us to get our pressure back up. Because poor old Jeff, he's working hard. More coal, Jeff. More coal. More coal, not invisible coal. That's the other thing. For some reason the fireman doesn't actually pick up any coal. It's always bugged me, that one. He's shoveling away, but there's never any coal on his shovel. Yeah. It's magic coal. From the magic coal mines of somewhere in Wales, probably. There's a Dania for 8F. So we've got quite a gradient to climb, so we need to try and manage to get up here without running out of steam. So we'll bring this down, and we'll bring this to about 25%. That will keep the pressure up, allowing us to climb the incline. Just trying to find that sweet spot on the... That's not enough. We'll open her right up, I think. I'll bring that down a little bit more. 20%. We haven't got anything open. It doesn't need to be, have we? The small ejector, we keep that open. We've got sanding. We'll switch to sanding to the front. We'll probably run out of sand at this point. Come on. We can open that up a bit more. We'll move that forward a bit more. We'll probably do it all the way, actually. There we go. So it's all about managing it, finding the sweet spot to get the speed up and maintain your pressure. So we're picking up speed now. The fastest I've managed to get any steam loco in this game was around about 125, something like that. There's a video somewhere floating around on the Discord with the Flying Scotsman on the East Coast Main Line. I managed to get that going faster than we needed to go. I think it was around 125. I'll see if I can find the video somewhere. Sand doesn't work anyway. Pro, at least it isn't visible. Oh, it doesn't work. Fair enough. Turn it off then. So the pressure's starting to come down, so we'll close the regulator a little bit. Although really, probably want to bring the reverser down. And keep that. Oh, we need to stop. Gosh, that came upon us quickly, didn't it? Are we gonna stop in time? We are. We are going to slow down. Full braking, mind you, but can release that now. Looks like we might be getting snow. Actually, I kind of saved it there. I was thinking we might have another overshoot. We'll open those up. Probably not supposed to do that with the passenger stood right there. In with his dungarees there, look. Use a painter. Hang on. We're rolling forward here. Oh, hello. What's going on there? They have decided to take their own lives. As a result of my poor driving, I suppose. He's very dapper. That's quite a contrast, isn't it? She's got an umbrella but not put it up. There we go. The umbrellas are going up now. The snow's coming down. Why is that? Oh, that's because our regulator's open. That's why the steam's coming out there. We open that one up. Like that, you can just hear it. And of course we're getting some slipping. Quite possible the tracks will start to get wet now, so we'll start to get a bit more slipping. This is where we really want the sand. So we'll open the regulator very, very slowly this time. And we'll also push that forwards. There we go. Yeah, we need to be very careful now. Again, trying to find that perfect spot. It's not having it at all. This is where we really need sand. As Jason said, it doesn't seem to work. We can probably close that. That will help. There we go. That's working a bit better. Can't see a thing out the front window, so we'll open that. And get smacked in the face with snow instead. Slow and steady in the snow, indeed. That's it. That's exactly what we need to do. Quite a dramatic change in the weather and the lighting. I wasn't expecting snow when we started the service, that's for sure. There's a fowler there. So this is an 060, so as you can see, no leading wheels, 6 driving wheels, and then the tender, so an 060 that one. And our engine loco just moving away. I'm probably okay to open that up fully now. And we'll bring this one down. Can we hit 80 miles an hour in 3 miles? We are going downhill, so that's going to help. And now the speed limit's gone down to 50, which we are now for the first time on this run speeding. Quite a long tunnel, this one. Not labelled though, but it's quite a long tunnel. And then we come down here into Peak Forest, and then onwards to our destination, which is down here somewhere, which is Chinley, isn't it? With Chapel Le Firth before that. There's a dog barking somewhere. What's our steam pressure doing? Let's have a look. Yep. So the safeties are probably on because we're over pressure. In fact, it's not. That's a bit strange. I don't care about that. Let's bring that down. We'll be able to just roll in to Chapel on Le Firth, or Chapel on Le Frith, sorry. We are late, but that's to be expected, I suppose. I don't think I've ever run a steam service and been on time. That's helpful. Can't really see a single thing out of this window. We'll take that one instead. Spot on. Bish, bash, bosh. Spot on. So Jeff is just going to shovel more coal. Like so. Unless we shut the door. Then he can't. Ha! Oh, alright then. Apparently you can shovel through the door. Who knew? I accidentally shut the doors. The water tower, of course. Another Jubilee racing through Chinley there. Brilliant. Love to see that. We didn't put the cylinder cocks on, did we? There we are. Open your cocks. Make of that what you will. And then make sure your ejector is open as well. Maybe not yet though. I don't know, we'll open it anyway. We'll take those off, we'll lock the doors. And wait for that to go up to 20. And slow and steady, and we'll open up the regulator. We are moving forwards. We can close that one up as well now. We'll close those. That was Chapel on Le Frith, wasn't it? That's not Chinley. We're going to Chinley next. Stop playing with your cocks. Exactly. Maybe that's why men like steam engines. Because they get to play with their cocks. Who knows? You think in that case that more women will want to play with trains as well. But we'll leave that there. Excuse me. Would you like a joke? I found some. Credit to Gary Delaney. I think he's a brilliant one-liner comedian. I took a poll recently, and 100% of people were quite annoyed that their tent had fallen down. I'm not saying that one. That one's a bit dangerous as well. I bought a really nice 12-year-old Scotch. His parents weren't pleased. And those are your dad jokes. Do they count as dad jokes? I think they probably do. I'll find it in a minute. Dad jokes. Oh, we've taken the dad jokes off, haven't we? I've said that one before. You have. You're right. I shall credit you as well then, Jason. So we can get up to 75 miles an hour now, but I'm not going. There's really no point. So we're only 0.6 miles away from Chinley. How good did this route look in the snow? Very, very picturesque. Oh, there's a red signal there. We may spad. We'll try not to. More brakes. More brake. Careful now. Careful. 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 That'll do. I'm not brave enough to go forward any further. The risk of running a spad after an hour service is too high. Actually, no, we had loads of room. Fair enough. Let's jump out the look. I think there's a flower bed or something to collect here. It didn't let us collect it. I don't know if that's even a thing, actually. A bronze. Apparently. I don't know why. Is that a bronze or is that a gold? I don't actually know. I think it's probably a bronze. Let's jump to the main menu. That's that service complete. What we'll do is we will look at perhaps running the Fowler or something. Of course, there were plans for them to bring out a DMU for this route, but that's all gone a bit quiet. I don't really know what's happened with it. Weren't they doing the 104 or something for the route? It's gone a bit quiet with that. It's kind of gone the way of the 313. When they announced that the 313 was being developed, everyone was really excited for it, and then it went really quiet for ages. And there was no mention of it for ages and ages and ages. And then all of a sudden, they went, oh, we're releasing the 313 for East Coastway. And everyone was excited, apart from Jason, who probably thought it was the worst thing they'd ever come out with. So yeah, I'm intrigued to find out what's happened to the 104. To the trains, to the route, Peak Forest, timetable, and Fowler. We'll do the small engine this time. 25-minute service, shunting. We don't want to do shunting services. Is that it? Load the hoppers. Collecting shunt wagons. Prepare for the next service 4 minutes. So yeah, these are all sort of shunting services, and we don't want to do those. I just like loco service 4 minutes. Hello.
If you see something that doesn't look right, please the staff or text this is Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sorted.
Thanks, Amelia. You've just given them a bingo.
Yeah, but it was a good bingo, to be fair.
That is a very good bingo. Heckled.
Which was it?
It is number 3 bottom.
I wouldn't say it was a heckle.
Bingo.
Heckles were negative things.
Whatever. You're heckling me now, so they get a bingo.
It was a good one, though.
Yes. Boo. Jason's booing because we didn't get a spad. So yeah, these are basically shunting services.
No.
Let's have a look and see. What about the
Good night,
8?
everybody.
The 8F. Thanks, Amelia. The 104 has temporarily been halted. Matt confirmed this on his charity stream. Ah, I see. Light loco move. 22 minutes, 31 minutes. That'll do. The light loco move. We'll do that one. That's half an hour. And that should be enough. Oh, it's a nighttime service. Oh, it's 5 o'clock in the... No, we don't want to do that then, do we? Okay. We'll find a different one. I don't like to do nighttime services or early morning services in the dark for the stream. It doesn't give you guys much to look at. So let's try to avoid those. There is a way that we could run the 4F on a service, but it does mean jumping to a different route, which would be West Somerset. Should we do that? Let's do that. Let's jump on West Somerset and run a Fowler service on there. Steam Gala, there we go, and the Fowler. So the Fowler of 4, so it still sort of ties into the stream and the title a bit. So we'll do that. 22-minute service. An hour and 20. We're not doing that. Let's do the 22-minute service there. Driver service from Fort Norton Fitzwarren to Crookham Heathfield. So we're jumping onto West Somerset, but obviously it's a Peak Forest loco, so it fits our theme for the evening. In a sense. In a roundabout way. There we are. We're here at Norton Fitzwarren. Actually, if you go down here, and you can drive onto it, I've done it. We've got a Jubilee on the back. You can actually... So I've actually driven with one of these locos down here. I want to do this a bit quicker. There we go. Down here. And this here is actually the main line that forms part of what then becomes the Great Western Main Line that goes down towards Taunton. So Tiverton is in that direction, Taunton is in that direction, and then obviously you go down towards Exeter. So it's not part of the Riviera line, which is the line that we all want, of course, or I want very much so. So this is the junction, so we actually go past it when you're travelling down from London or Bristol or Cardiff on the main line. In fact, as we're talking about it, something is coming along the main line right now. It's an HST. It's, for some reason, a ScotRail HST. How cool is that? No, it doesn't. That's very cool. So yeah, so there are actually, not that you would ever really see them, but there are actually high-speed services running up and down the Great Western Main Line on this route now. Very cool. Let's jump back to our loco. We've got distracted there a little bit, didn't we? Let's open that and put that in forwards gear as well, then we can actually move. There we go. Nice little loco, this one. Perfect for light freight work and shunting. Of course, we've got a Jubilee on the back. I'm not sure why it's got that configuration. Just for the West Somerset line, I think it's just to show off the two different locos. It's got quite an echo on it. That's that whistle. So we're only doing 6 miles along here, but of course, because it's a preservation line, we're limited to 25 mile an hour. The cylinder cocks are open on both locos. They're closed now. Can't open the vent in the roof on this one. We're speeding. can bring this down. So our steam pressure for this one, our pressure gauge is up here in the middle. As you can see, our brake reservoir, STD, standard I would imagine. That's our brake reservoir. And that's our steam pressure, our boiler pressure. Unless that stands for British Rails, of course. And then BRM would probably be British Rail Midlands. Quite a few gradients on this route, the West Somerset Railway. In fact, I think we should do a stream on the West Somerset at some point. We'll look at that for probably end of March into April time. We'll be looking at probably doing that. I think we're scheduled right the way through to March now, but we certainly need to look at scheduling the remainder of the month and April going forwards and seeing what we can come up with. Four and a half miles or so to Crocombe. We're only stopping at Crocombe, aren't we? Yeah. Not a full length run, this one. That's not sounding all that healthy. I've got to be honest. It's not sure this engine is firing on all cylinders. We actually need to slow down. We've got a 10 mile an hour limit coming up, believe it or not. As if we could go any slower. There we are. There's a Gronk in his shed there. One of my favourite locos. I do like a Gronk. And ahead of the Gronk, or behind the Gronk even, or the 09, is a 31. So we're not stopping here. This is Bishop's Lydyard. This is the main end point of the route at this end. So Norton Fitzwarren is quite often just a point for turning around and where the line joins the main line. But this is the main start and end point at this end of the West Somerset Railway. Obviously the other end being Minehead, which is the other terminus. The main terminus. The weather has changed on us here as well, it seems. I don't think it is pronounced Bishop Lydyard. I think it's Lydyard. I will ask somebody who lives there. I do know somebody who lives in this area of the world, so I can always ask them. Of course, not too far away from Taunton. And currently, this route, West Somerset and West Cornwall, are the two closest routes to myself. Hoping that that changes one day. Is that what I think it is that we are passing here? It is 60103, which of course we all know as Flying Scotsman, paying a visit to the West Somerset Railway as we pass through Bishop's Lydyard. I think it's Bishop's Lydyard. I will double check. Three and a half miles, or just about 3.5 miles, to Crocombe Heathfield now. Still at 10 miles an hour. Yeah, it's turned quite foggy in old West Somerset. As the train passes by with the Jubilee on the end. Visibility is pretty much 0 now. So it's probably a good job that we're only doing 25, so we can come to a stop quite quickly. In fact, we're not even doing 25, we're doing 20. Excuse me. I'm hoping as we climb this gradient that we might rise above this low-lying cloud and have some nice glorious sunshine to arrive into. Probably not going to happen. Bit foggy, yeah, just a little bit. Our driver leaning out of the side, just have a look. .9 miles to go now. As I was saying, in the video that's due to go up shortly, once I've finished fiddling around with it and putting it back up, I don't think it's uploaded properly. I'll double check. As I say in that video, Goblin and Suffragette line is quite a slow line in comparison to some of the other lines, because of its sort of high density, high frequency stopping. You don't really go much faster than 45. Of course there are slower routes, this being one of them. As it's a preserved railway, the limit is 25 miles an hour. There are some slower routes, I think. Arosa, Bermina, I think Mittenwald is quite slow in places. Clinchfield, that's another one that's fairly slow. You only really do about 25 miles an hour in that as well. Clinchfield, in my opinion, is a very underrated route. The times where I've jumped on it and played it, I've really enjoyed it. I quite like the F7. That's a loco. It's about the only American loco I actually like. It's fairly easy to drive, that one as well. Just over a mile to go now. Somehow we're speeding, I don't know how that's possible, up this gradient. Really, really foggy here. I would love to see fog like this in Farming Simulator. It is there, you do get mist and fog, but it doesn't really come in quite as thick as this. Well, certainly I've not seen it roll in quite as thick as this yet in that game. This is quite serious fog. So hats off to Dovetail for the weather system in this game. I enjoy it. It's really well done. So we are coming into Crowcombe Heathfield now, 800 yards away. A disaster out of the fog. It's not happened, unfortunately. We've got a yellow followed by a red. There's a platform here somewhere. There it is. Oh, passengers have got backpacks now. I've not seen that before. Is that a new thing? Don't think I've seen passengers with backpacks before. Hello, we might spad. We did. Oh, I was trying really hard not to. Oh my gosh. I thought we were miles away from that. Never mind, Jason will clip that, I'm sure. Yeah. I think we'll end there. A little bit earlier than normal. But I think that's as good a place as any to call it a night. You got your spad at the end. There we go. There we are. You've got a diagonal. I don't know if that counts. It should be a line. Really, all corners. But there we go. Jason's clipped it for you. The spad at the end. Not intentional. I know some people might think, oh, that was intentional because it's the end. It's the last one. It's not. It was never intentional. I had fully expected to stop in time and yeah. Anyway, thank you very much to everyone who joined, to all of you who were in the chat earlier as well. If you're still here, thank you. If you've gone, again, thank you for joining. I shall see you on the very next one, whenever that is, next week. And make sure to check out the videos as well. There'll be some more Train Sim World videos going up over the next couple of days and weeks and what have you. I'm trying to rotate the various games around so that it doesn't get too stale for you guys. So yeah, have a look, find something you like, and click that thumbs up. I shall see you next time. Take care for now. Bye bye.